when it comes time that we're all with Grandpa Nicoll again, do you guys have something in mind that your first conversation with him?
Oh, I'd like to tell Mom how much I loved her. I didn't when I was young. Never thought about it. But I remember I didn't cry at her funerals or any of them. But I remember about 3 or 4 months later, I was ironing your shirts. He has 20 of them. He comes home and he'd wear 3 a day. But anyway, I was in a real blue mood, and I just thought, oh, I wish Mom was here. And then I started crying. I just really boo-hooed it.
Okay. With 2 minutes left, Guy,
I can't be. It'd be nice to see him again. That's to be seen.
Dad?
Well, I don't know what I would say. It would just, I would be able to associate with him at an older age. And I'd like to hug my mother. You know, I can recall we had the chair where she would sit by the front door, and I would come in and I would sit on her lap.
I remember that.
And she would spoil me. She'd buy me an ice cream. The ice cream man would come, she'd buy an ice cream. And so it was a one-sided, selfish, probably relationship with that. Because I was so young. I credit that, you know, but that I don't think is out. But I'd like to see Mom and Dad together, because they didn't spend a lot of time that I can recall together. I can recall Daddy being away to Douglas to work and not being at home and stuff. But I'd like to hug my mother. And then not as a child.
I don't know who told me, but someone said Dad was a great dancer.
He was. I had school teachers, Mrs. Peterson, and one other old-time teacher there said he was one great dancer. He could dance that shotties out of this world.
Well, I think he probably could sing too, because I can remember.
Yeah, he had a good voice.
I can remember laying in their bed, and he's up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just singing with Bob Wills and.
Did he have a voice?
Huh?
Could he sing, or
Yeah,
was he
no,
on?
he was singing in the kitchen.
Dad didn't get
He was singing in the kitchen, Bob Wills and Hank Williams, and he was a fan.
I did hear there's a barber, Steve Rogers' father. I don't remember his name,
How
but
you getting home?
he said that Grandpa had
We'll
the
take her.
thickest beard.
What?
We'll take her.
Facial
Thank
hair.
you.
How you getting home?
I was just gonna walk. Don't you have your truck?
Yeah.
Remember though.
Steve Rogers' dad, I don't remember his name. He used to barber in Mesa for many years, but he said Grandpa had the thickest facial hair.
Yeah.
He says he dulled so many blades on Grandpa's facial hair
Yeah.
that he cringed every time Grandpa came in.
Well,
And he made Grandpa cry, cut his beard.
and I recall that was a treat for Daddy, is when he could afford to go down to Thurber's
Yeah.
and have his hair cut and a shave. That was a treat for him to go down to Thurber's Barber Shop. Now that's not, but Guy knows who Thurber's Barber Shop was.
Yeah.
That was where everybody went to get a haircut in those days. But that was a treat for Daddy to have a haircut and a shave.
Well, we just witnessed a little miracle. It said it ran out of tape about 2 minutes ago, but it's still recording.
I don't want to miss anything.
Okay.
Jim, how do we need to set this room up? Like, primary room, little chairs, big chairs.
You bet. What do we got to do?
Thank you, Joyce.
Oh,
You say these chairs.
Should have been
How
doing
many of they got fill out their open house?
time ago.
I appreciate it.
Know my grandma a little bit more. Good. Let me,
Were they, and the
Picture
little
right
chairs
with-
were up front.
Turned out real good.
this guy over here.